There was a time when a winning smile and a knack for working with sticky back plastic were the main qualifications for a children's television presenter.
But two men taking on the challenge at the end of this month are qualified doctors, and there's not a stick of glue in sight. Here is Dr. Ranj Singh in CBeebies Get Well Soon, aimed at the under-6s.
Ow, ow, it hurts a lot, Dr. Ranj.
Poor you. You might have broken your arm, JB.
Can you mend it for me?
Yes, once we make sure it's broken, and that means a trip to the hospital.
The hospital? Why, Dr. Ranj? Can you mend it here?
No, JB, you need to go to the hospital because they've got a special machine there that takes a picture of your bones.
I like having my picture taken. Cheese!
Well, this machine takes a picture of the inside of you.
No way!
A picture of your bones, and that picture is called an X-ray.
X-rays sound fantastic.
Would you like to see some?
You have some here?
Yes, come over to the light box.
Ah, that looks like a hand.
It is. Well, the inside of one.
Cool.
Look. You can see all the bones inside the hand.
Cool. And what bone is that?
That's the lower arm below the elbow, the same part as the one that I think you've broken.
And that's Dr. Ranj Singh, and with us also Dr. Chris Van Talken. Good morning to you both. Now, I watched both your programmes last night. I watched you, Ranj, and there you are at the beginning singing this lovely song, Get Well Soon, and I thought, he's not a doctor. He can't be a doctor. He's singing and dancing, but you are a doctor.
I am, yeah, and I have been for the past 8 years.
Amazing.
And what's the idea of Get Well Soon? You're talking to a puppet about the fact that he might have broken his arm.
Yep.
Lifting him onto a seat, we noticed.
That's quite tricky with a puppet.
Did that not hurt his arm in any way?
Yes, his arm's broken. Should you have done that?
No, I didn't grab him by the arm. Get Well Soon's a very unique show aimed at preschoolers, and it's about educating them but entertaining them at the same time about their bodies and about health and medical issues as well.
And Dr. Chris Van Talken, you are also doing a similar thing, but for a different age group.
Yeah, mine's aimed, I think, at sort of 8 to 12s. We hope to draw in the older audiences as well. And I mean, I'm still a 12-year-old, so there was an awful lot in the show that just amused and entertained me.
Let's have a look at Operation Ouch then, aimed at older children.
Now this is a Petri dish, named after its inventor, Julius Richard Petri. Doctors like me use these dishes to grow bacteria and see what lives on our bodies. That's what I'm going to do now, starting with our lips. What we're trying to do is look at what grows in people's mouths and things like that.
Carrots.
Carrots? Will anyone give you a kiss?
After 5 days, it's time to see how the bacteria have blossomed. Now the kisses have gone all furry. Well, that's bacteria for you.
So what kind of bugs have we got here?
We have a lot of streptococci, which is kind of the slightly greeny colour around the lips. But up here where their nose would have been, you can see the yellowy bugs growing, and these ones are more like Staphylococcus aureus.
Sounds like a dinosaur.
People all over Britain going, ew, especially the bit from the nose. There were things in your program. One of the first things I watched was a little boy having a stone picked out of his forehead. It's not for the squeamish, your programme, is it?
No, I mean, that's one of the kind of taglines, is it is not for the squeamish. There are bits that make me squeamish, and we did a lot of experiments. In fact, that wasn't me, that was my identical twin brother who I present it with, which makes it very good fun. We did experiments on ourselves.
Were you not available for all the days filming? Is that why you had to have
He's actually a real twin, he's not CGI. We didn't invent him for the programme. That would have been useful.
Anyway, I interrupted your flow, I beg your pardon.
We did a lot of experiments on each other, which were, for the most part, painful or gory or unpleasant. We put tubes into each other's stomachs and did a lot of experiments with blood and drinking our own urine and all this kind of stuff. But we learned a huge amount doing it.
I hope there was a health warning that said, kids, don't try this at home.
There's a huge amount of don't try this at home.
Yeah. Is the idea then, Dr. Ranj Singh, that you're trying to demystify the medical process? Because a lot of children obviously have to, at some stage, see a doctor, go to hospital. I mean, some children quite regularly, unfortunately.
Exactly. It's not just for the kids, though, as well. It's for their parents as well. Anyone that's got a small child will know it's terrifying sometimes to go to the doctor. And if you have to do it a lot, it's quite difficult. So anything that demystifies it, makes it safer, and above all, makes it fun, I think is a really good thing.
And explains to children what bones are for.
Exactly.
Because
exactly.
Yes.
And there's lots of good information in this show, and there's some great medical, positive medical messages in there that everyone can have.
After you did the Petri dish experiment, did you show that to children? I mean, obviously you show it to children on the show, because I can just imagine my children seeing that and me going, give me a big kiss in the morning, and they go, no, Mum, you're covered in nasty
She does it every day before I go on
bacteria.
air, though,
Yeah, with, like, put Bill off.
I mean, the clip goes on to explain that we need these bugs on our skin and how important they are. So
Do we why?
Well, they fight other bugs that are bad for us. Having bugs on our skin is quite important. So we try and sneak in. I mean, there's a lot of entertainment, but we sneak in a lot of, I think, very useful information. I genuinely, it's not a thing I'm saying, I genuinely learned a lot about myself and the body. I've been to doctor for 10 years, but filming the show.
Yesterday we were talking about the fact that so many adults don't know simple first aid techniques, and of course some of those, if parents knew them, would stop these children going to the doctor or hospital at all. Is that part of the emphasis of the show? Are there sort of techniques that parents should be picking up on?
Yeah, I mean, that's a part of the emphasis for health in general, being preventative and not having to be reactionary when you get something. And there's lots of great messages in Get Well Soon for children and their parents about what they should and shouldn't do, and what is and isn't good for them.
Like, don't put things up your nose.
Never stick your finger up your nose is one of the songs that's in there.
Well, no, your finger's the least of your problems.
I think I got it very lightly not having to sing. I'm so
and
pleased
dance.
or dance.
When I was small, I had to go to the doctor, I remember, on a Saturday because I got something stuck up my nose. It was really embarrassing.
Did he sing?
He didn't sing.
Did he sing and dance?
Somebody shouted, but it wasn't him.
Did they use those really, really, really long tweezers?
No, it wasn't that far. It was a pair of tweezers. But anyway, I wish I hadn't told you that now. Thanks very much.
It's lovely to see you. Get Well Soon is going to be on CBeebies. Operation Ouch will be on CBBC, and you can watch them at the end of this month.